Several historical periods have swiped successfully across the Kingdom of Bahrain, from deep in history around 3000 BC until today, 3000 CE. In ancient history, Bahrain was known as Dilmun, Tylos, and Awal, and through the Middle Ages into modernity, it came to be known as Awal, then Bahrain. In the year 629, corresponding to the 8th Hijrah year, a letter from Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, reached Bahrain inviting its people to join the religion of Islam. The people of Bahrain were honored to carry the message of Islam to the regions of the Arabian Gulf. Bahrain remained part of the caliphates from the Rashidun throughout the Umayyad and Abbasi eras, when Bahrain became part of the Arab Muslim entity that was established by Al-Khalifa. In 1783, Sheikh Ahmed bin Muhammad bin Khalifa al-Khalifa successfully drove away the forces of then Chief of Bahrain, Nasr al-Madhkur, in their attack on Zabara. Consequently, Sheikh Ahmed bin Muhammad took advantage of this victory to emancipate Bahrain and work to ensure its protection. Thus, Bahrain have forces on the ground as well as a navy fleet with about 7,000 soldiers and 150 ships. The Bahrain Defense Force, the BDF, was formed in early 1968 by an Emiri decree issued by the late Sheikh Isa bin Salman Al Khalifa, appointing His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, King of Bahrain, the Supreme Commander of Armed Forces, who was the Crown Prince of that time as Bahrain Defense Force Commander-in-Chief following his graduation from Mons Officer Cadet School. At the beginning of the 21st century, His Majesty the King launched his reform project, which had succeeded in establishing comprehensive revival of the kingdom. Thanks to good collective efforts and the tireless work of His Majesty, King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, King of Bahrain and the Supreme Commander of Armed Forces, as well as the support of His Royal Highness, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince, Deputy Supreme Commander of Armed Forces and Prime Minister, as well as the Bahrain Defense Force Commander-in-Chief Field Marshal, His Excellency Sheikh Khalifa bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, a unified, homogeneous, and balanced force was formed to defend the country and ensures its safety, independence, and sovereignty from any outside threats. The Bahrain Defense Force was also supported by the public security forces and the National Guard to maintain order and the rule of law and contribute to the developing and protecting the civil structure of the country. The Bahrain Defense Force supported the kingdom's various security services in cases of crisis, emergency, or natural disasters. It also contributed with the armed forces of the GCC states in accordance with the framework of the Joint Defense Agreement. The Bahrain Defense Force cooperated with the Arab countries within the framework of the Arab Defense Agreement for the Arab League. The Bahrain Defense Force coordinated with the allied countries within the framework of bilateral and international cooperation agreements for the protection of territorial borders, as well as international security, humanitarian operation, and counter-terrorism efforts under the umbrella of the United Nations. During the development of the BDF, land forces went through several stages of training and armament. The core of the land forces was the establishment of an infantry unit, which is then developed into several mechanized infantry units. The Panhard M3 was first deployed in 1979. The mechanized infantry units depend on it until the commission of the M113 personnel carriers in 1992. Which included the armored units, Special Forces units, and Royal Guard. Which among the combat units, along with combat support units, and logistics support units. The Royal Armoured was established with an armoured vehicle named Salah ad-Din in 1970, followed by the Ferret Scout Car in 1979. The Panhard armoured vehicles was introduced, followed by M60A3 tank in 1986. The formation of the Royal Bahraini Air Force began with the introduction of two BO-105 helicopters, which resulted in the preparation of the infrastructure to accommodate a squadron of Bell 212 helicopters. The construction phase of the helicopter wing lasted about 25 years at a high rate of safety. The Royal Bahraini Air Force includes a search and rescue team in the helicopter wing, which is the mainstay for emergency operation in war and then peacetime. This team has performed remarkable work in many emergency accidents and disasters, including participation in search-rescue operations for crew members of the American frigate Stark in the waters of the Arabian Gulf after it was hit by a missile at 18th of May, 1987. Furthermore, F-5, F-16, Cobra and Black Hawk helicopters, and Hawkjet and Firefly training aircrafts as well as RJ, C-130, and Boeing 737 air transport aircrafts along with Bell 412 helicopters, entered the service at the Royal Bahraini Air Force. This is in addition to the Royal Bahraini Air Force's air defense advanced missile systems. The Royal Bahraini Air Force also contributes significantly to the Bahrain International Air Show. The Royal Bahrain Naval Force, RBNF, was first established with the commissioning of one transportation ship. Since then, RBNF went through multiple stages of development in order to achieve its full potentiates, starting with the commissioning of its artillery ships, followed by 45 and 62-meter missile ships equipped with a state-of-the-art Exocet missile system. The RBNF achieved further naval systems advancement with the launch of the frigate Sabha and Khalid bin Ali frigate, which include the superb Harpoon and standard missile systems, followed by the entry of the 55-meter patrol ship and 81-meter warship El Zubara. The RBNF formation includes 35-meter patrol ships and the Mark V special operations ships. In addition, the RBNF owns several modern logistic ships and a sailing ship for training purposes in addition to naval aviation. The Bahrain Defense Force plays an important and vital role in supporting security and stability in the Kingdom of Bahrain and defending its sovereignty. Among the most important tasks of Bahrain Defense Force is the essential and effective role plays in consolidating Bahrain's historical rights to its islands and territorial borders. The Bahrain Defense Force was tasked with supporting the forces of Arab states during the October 1973 war. After the fighting group completed its preparation, the ceasefire was declared. The Bahrain Defense Force participates in and supports efforts to maintain peace in the region and the world as a whole. Its notable contributions include the following. The Bahrain Defense Force participated in the protection of the oil tanks during the First Gulf War, especially during the period from 1987 till 1988. Bahrain Defense Force units participated in the war to liberate Kuwait, along with other Allied forces in 1990 and 1991. The Royal Bahraini Air Force and the Royal Bahrain Naval Force participated with the forces of the Gulf Cooperation Council and friendly countries to support the brotherly Kuwaiti Army in October 1994. The Royal Bahrain Naval Force participated with the Sabha frigate in Operations Permanent Freedom in the Arabian Sea in 2002. Bahrain Defense Force units participated in the defense in the state of Kuwait in 2003 during the invasion of Iraq. The Bahrain Defense Force Royal Special Force participated alongside the supporting forces in Afghanistan in 2005. The Royal Bahrain Naval Force participated in the counter-terrorist operations in the Gulf region in 2006. The Royal Bahrain Naval Force participates in the international mission as part of the Joint Task Force 151 of the Coalition's forces under the umbrella of the United Nations, set up for operating in the Gulf of Aden in 2009. The Royal Bahrain Naval Force also took over the leadership of the forces in 2017 in the framework of the International Cooperation for the Effort of Peace, Keeping Operations and the Fight Against the Piracy. The Royal Bahrain Naval Force led the combined Joint Task Force 152 of the Allied Coalition Forces under the umbrella of the United Nations, operating on the central and south of the Arabian Gulf in 2008, 2011, 2022, and 2023. The Royal Medical Services participated in the 2011 Bahrain Promise Campaign in Haiti as part of the humanitarian mission under the umbrella of the United Nations. In September 2014, the Royal Bahraini Air Force participated in bombing the sites of the terrorist organizations as part of the international efforts to protect the regional security and international peace. In 2015, Royal Bahrain Artillery Forces provided support to Jordan's forces. The Royal Guard participated in humanitarian efforts in the Federal Republic of Nepal in 2015. In addition to his contribution in the refugee relief operation in the Mediterranean in cooperation with British Royal Navy in 2016. This is in addition to the involvement of the Royal Guard Search and Rescue Team in the Brotherly Republic of Turkey during the 2023 devastating earthquake. The Bahrain Defense Force contributed to the humanitarian efforts in cooperation with international partners to facilitate the safe passage of evacuated people from Afghanistan in 2021. The Bahrain Defense Force participated within the Arab coalition forces led by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in operations Decisive Storm and Restoring Hope. During these operations, the Bahrain Defense Force lost a number of servicemen who sacrificed their life for the sake of their homeland and in supporting justice. The Royal Order of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, King of Bahrain, the Supreme Commander of Armed Forces, to establish the Royal Fund of Martyrs of Duty, reflects appreciation for the sacrifices of the martyrs. The BDF is keen to promote its military training through a number of training institutions, including the Royal National Defense College, the Royal Command and Staff College, Sheikh Isa Military College, and the Royal Defense Force Training Center. The Bahrain Defense Force also trains its forces in various military, technical, and administrative specialties through institutes, schools, and its units. The Bahrain Defense Force also created opportunities to its members to join undergraduate and higher studies in various specialties. As per the administrative aspect, the wise leadership of the Kingdom of Bahrain has paid great attention to upgrading the living of individuals. Including the provision of the high-quality health services. In this respect, the Royal Medical Services has established the military hospital, which includes the latest integrated medical facilities. As well as the highly efficient Field Medical Battalion. In addition, the Sheikh Mohammed bin Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa Specialist Cardiac Center in Awali is considered to be one of the most advanced medical centers for cardiac treatment and surgery that serves all citizens of the kingdom. As well as the King Hamad University Hospital, one of the region's premier most distinguished medical centers, as well as the Bahrain Oncology Center, which is a regionally renowned advanced center that is specialized in the treatment of cancerous tumors. This is in addition to the Sheikh Abdullah bin Khalid Al Khalifa Center for Kidney Diseases. Led by His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince, Deputy Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces and Prime Minister, and under the exceptional circumstances witnessed by the country due to the spread of COVID-19, the Bahrain Defense Force has played its prominent national role in combating this global pandemic. The Bahrain Defense Force military judiciary is an independent judiciary, and its judges enjoy the same status as civilian judges. The military courts of all kinds were established to achieve the military grades. The military court of cassation was established to help develop the military judiciary and place it among the most developed Arab and international judicial bodies. In addition, the Bahrain Defense Force positively contributes to the Bahrain International Defense Exhibition and Conference, BIDEC, which has also become an important platform for exhibitors and manufacturers of military and defense equipment, as well as for researchers, developers, and suppliers of defense, information, and surveillance systems. The sports team of the Bahrain Defense Force has made remarkable accomplishments in many international championships and competitions, in which it has won more than 36 gold medals, 14 silver medals, and 25 bronze medals. Bahrain Defense Force athletes attained a historic achievement at the Olympic Games with 2 gold medals and a silver medal. The Bahrain Defense Force seeks to ensure adequate housing for all its affiliates, both officers and personnel. The Bahrain Defense Force General Command, with the coordination of the Ministry of Housing, has worked to ensure that adequate housings are provided for each individual in the Defense Force.